And welcome back to the Betty Hall Clinic. Well, I've been wanting to do a review of this one. It's a personal favourite of my wife's. Let's take a look at the 3D dot game. Right, the 3D dot game. This is an action role-playing video game developed by Silicon Studios and is an exclusive for the PS3 and was published by Atlas. It was released in Europe May the 14th, 2010 and is actually classed as an action role-playing game. The game is a bit of a throwback to the games that were in the 1980s, the likes of The Legend of Zelda, Final Fantasy, and aesthetically, the game is similar to Dragon Warrior. Players move the character from screen to screen, exploring dungeons, battling enemies, and collecting items and solving puzzles. As you can see here, there is a varied selection of characters that you can custom and even make your own. In the game, you can also collect items, solve puzzles, and when you manage to get your health bar full, that basically makes the sword bigger, length and width. Swords in the game can be customised, levelled up to increase its magical power, and other items can also be used, including the boomerang, lanterns, candles, etc. The game follows a hero on a quest to rid the Dotnir kingdom of a dark plague. The game received generally positive reception from critics. Ooh, Sackboy! From critics. But it is felt that it is a huge homage to The Legend of Zelda. Right, well, we're going to get this game on its way. We're going to go with From, and I'll be giving my reviews on it as we go through. Sit back and enjoy the 3D dot game. Going from 2D to 3D, it's very, very clever. It does make the game look breathtakingly beautiful. It really does. The story is the classic good versus evil, but how we're going to get there, I think it's quite original. It is a throwback to the 80s, but you know what? I love it. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. audio. Almost impossible to knock it. Sounds like an old 8-bit game. The collection of apples and coins, the killing of enemies, and the way you swipe your sword. It is in keeping with what this is trying to be. Almost an updated version of those games of yesteryear. I think personally it's brilliant, but it's the level of detail that's in there as well. When you go close to the water, you can hear the trickling of it. It's fantastic. And that's why I'm going to give it another 8 out of 10. Controls, well, they are what they are, very simple and very easy to pick up. You can't really go wrong. Some of the movement of the sword can be a little tricky at first, but you very quickly master that, and it's very easy then to vanquish those enemies. I'm going to give it yet again another 8 out of 10. Graphics. Even though this game takes its cues from those classics of yesteryear, it is in a style all of its own. The world, as you can see, is composed of tiny blocks, making the characters, enemies, and even the environment. This is so clever. I think the colours are vibrant, and it's just breathtakingly beautiful. My wife would say it's cute. And I suppose it is that as well. I think it's fantastic, and I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Gameplay. The game can be finished in fewer than 10 hours if you focus on beating the 7 dungeons, but there are many more hours tucked away if you want to get the full experience. There are countless side quests to partake in, and completing of them gives you all sorts of fancy rewards for your efforts. The dungeons are not quite up to the level of the fantastic overworld, but the aggressive enemies and maze-like designs will keep things interesting. Vanquishing, say, a mage or a lumbering orc is always exciting. There's plenty of health potions, so you shouldn't really have to ever fear death. It's not over difficult, but there is more than enough going on to keep things interesting. And that's why I'm going to give it, yet again, a solid 8 out of 10. Overall, this has been such a refreshing change. Other adventure games, including the franchise this is based on, have got so complex. The combat, the exploration. It's nice to actually just, well, take a vacation from all those modern games and play something that's simple again. There isn't a lot in 3D Heroes that hasn't been done before, but that doesn't mean that it's not, well, fun. The bustling overworld is bursting with silly side quests, secret goodies, and though the dungeons aren't particularly hard, the bosses at the end sure know how to put up a fight. So this gets an overall score 8.2 out of 10. Well, there you have it, the 3D Dot game. You know, the game has a light-hearted atmosphere, it just strengthens the appeal. It's got quirky characters, loads of chuckle-worthy references, and it's got, you know, the soundtrack is brilliant. And it just keeps things fresh. The 3D Dot game, it's just a pleasant retreat from anyone who, well, like me, I suppose we pine for the good old days. But even those without any form of nostalgic links to the past will find it an enjoyable game. Well, you know, I've done this review a little bit different this time. Tell me what you think. I hope you enjoy it. If I've got it wrong, well, point it out to me, please. But give me a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and I'll catch you again. Take care.